you have to say cricket's a very strange game. I mean, here we are just trying to make a comparison. In any sport, really, the opposition was 60 and Bangalore at the moment are 86. 26 runs ahead of where the opposition were. Small detail, in the back 10, the opposition scored 155 runs and Bangalore need quite a lot, even though they're 26 runs ahead. And of course, let's add to the fact that Glenn Maxwell, Virat Kohli, and their captain, Faf du Plessis, are already sitting in the pavilion. Here on Cricbuzz Comm Box, I'm joined by Harsha Bhogle. When was the last time we had a team 26 runs ahead with virtually no chance of winning the game?
Exactly. There's two ways of, as you said, there's two ways of looking at this scoreboard. One is to say, you have no chance. The other is to say, hang on, we're 26 ahead. From that point, they virtually didn't lose a wicket. So if we lose no more than one wicket from here, look, we're in the game. If I'm sitting in that dugout, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, who's been the best finisher so far in the IPL? He hasn't yet come into bat. So they have to think like that. Already, young Prabhu Desai is having a whale of a time. Whether he's catching, whether he's running out people, whether he's diving around, he's 21 of 10. Shahbaz, as we know, can bat too. So, I mean, RCB have got to believe, though, that Deepu's stat that he sent is very worrisome, that they lose one big game every year and start to worry about their net run rate. But they've got to play to win this one. They have to play to win this one. Unless they lose another wicket or two and then they say, okay, let's keep the margin down to 25-30, but they don't want to go there just yet. But it's an incredible game, this. I mean, 60 to 216, anything can happen.
But what would you attribute it to? I mean, we call it scoreboard pressure. On any other day, yes, you would say, listen, chasing, we are happy to chase 190. I mean, 215 was maybe a little bit too much. But even then, if you'd go hard from the beginning, du Plessis, Kohli, Maxwell, did they just go too hard?
Yes. I mean, the reason that Dhoni and thereafter Virat was such good chasers, I think for people who are watching Virat Kohli in this form, and these days with our perspective being limited to about 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, I think you must, if you look back at why Virat Kohli was one of the greatest chasers of all time in white ball cricket, you realize how he chases down scores. You back yourself to bat through to the 20 overs. I think they went too hard. In fact, we talked about it in the middle show, where we said that you could easily end up being 50 for 4. What is happening now is that the two batsmen with the least pressure on them are turning it on. I mean, let's just go to that. Let's see what we've got in terms of overs. Last 4 overs, they've got 12, 11, 13, and 14 or 5 balls in this. So they're actually going at par in the last 4 overs.
Exactly. And while you were talking, Prabhu Desai reverse swept Jadeja for 6.
There you go. So, sometimes look at Shivam Dubey, almost in a state where nothing to lose. Robin Uthappa is having a party, nothing to lose. What does Suyash Prabhu Desai have to do? Nothing to lose. He's from Goa. He's just going to go back and say, you know what, this is how international cricket is played. So I think if they take the pressure off, they can expose a few weaknesses in the CSK ranks. And then even if it comes down to 75, 80 of the last 5, then you never know. And okay, let's take that scenario further. They need 117 in 9. So if you have to say 75 in 5, you need 25 and 17, 42 in the next 4. If you get 42 in the next 4 without losing a wicket, suddenly 75 or 5, you never know. It's still very tough, but you never know.
And I know, Harsha, you mentioned the great finisher, but let's also add Wanindu Hasaranga to that list because he is known to be an all-rounder. He's done it time and time again for Sri Lanka. Maybe hasn't had his opportunity. Today could just be the day. Picked up 2 bonus wickets, really, but didn't have a great outing with ball. So add Hasaranga to the mix. Dinesh Karthik to come. Shahbaz has already done it once. And as you said, the man from Goa is having a party.
So these two have to play the next 4 overs. Come what may, these two have to play the next 4 overs at 10, 10 and a half and over. Then RCB are in the game. But I'll tell you something, man. If they pull this off, it'll be some heist. It will be some heist. And all bowlers will say, thank you very much. I'm putting my feet up for 2 or 3 days.
And from this position, I can tell you from this position, I mean, I'm not saying it's likely to happen. If Chennai go 0-5, then that is pretty much, well, we don't want to say done and dusted, but this is just because of the position they're in. Final thought, quick look at the bowling lineup. and what options they have. DJ Bravo is the one who usually comes in at this stage.
Yes.
Hasn't bowled a ball yet. He's just been given the 12th over, which is typically Bravo, 12, 14, 16, 18. But Mukesh Chaudhary, bonus wicket of Kohli. Tikshana, Harsha, probably has been delivering what he didn't so far.
And I won't be surprised if he delivers a little bit more. But Bravo from here bowls 4-0-40. It's still very good. Because the asking rate, what's the asking rate now is 12, it's 13. If you bowl 4 overs at 10, you're saving your team 12 runs. So even that is good enough from here. But yeah, I think pretty much how Bravo and Jordan bowl their overs will be a big factor.
And we don't really remember the last time he went for that many, particularly, they were enjoying a bit of spin, enjoying the pace on the ball. If they get pace off it, it'll be a further test for young Prabhu Desai, Shabazz, Hasaranga to come and Dinesh Karthik to come. It should make for a very good, interesting last 8.5 overs. We'll be back at the end. For now, Chennai hot favourites, but the heist is still possible. We'll see you at the end.